It's the time to get down.
Full of Mexicans, and the only thing they know in Spanish is like Taco Bell and quesadilla
and nachos. Yeah.
So anyway, as I got off of that, this story is about South Africa. You know, South Africa, they say, has weather like Southern California. Wow. Supposed to be beautiful, lovely. So the question is crime affecting the World Cup? Because we had the Olympics here in L.A., and crime tried to affect the Olympics. But crime needed to make some money, too. And, these things, drugs and prostitution do well. Yeah, have you heard? Cause like the Super Bowl. Yeah. Girls get on the boats, they head for the Super Bowl because they know there's going to be some money. Well, the World Cup is attracting a lot of action down in South Africa. First World Cup on the continent of Africa. So let's hear it for that. They for first World Cup. And they far away from Compton. But the other, they got a bunch of Africans over there trying to pick up the slack. Far away from Compton. So here we go. Now here's some issues.
Flowers to remember victims of crime in South Africa. This show of solidarity is the only way this community knows how to voice its concerns about the country's high and sometimes violent crime rates. But it won't bring back those they've lost. 19-year-old Leanne Snyman says she's traumatized.
You got that, Vic?
6 months ago, her father was murdered for 2 mobile phones and a laptop. A tragedy that changed her views on her country hosting the World Cup.
I want to be out of South Africa when the World Cup is here, not because I'm not supporting the World Cup. It's because I'm too petrified on how high the crime levels are going to go.
It's not bad, them South African babes. Kind of look like L.A.
has poured more than $200 million into its World Cup security plan. Foot patrols to flush out criminals are on the increase.
Get the
Here
bad
police and the army
feet.
raid the home of a suspected drug lord in Soweto Township. High police visibility throughout the football tournament is one way of tackling crime. They are confident South Africa will host a safe tournament. Officials accuse critics of sabotaging Africa's first ever World Cup.
Crime is a concern in South Africa, and we've been very open.
Say that last name.
There are very few countries who consistently give out crime statistics, and because of that we measure ourselves. But again,
the African brothers are cool too. They cool in Africa, just like here.
Kind of
you come to Africa.
Despite police assurances, some are still concerned about violent crime in South Africa. But security experts in the country say it's important to put things in perspective.
Up to 80% of the murders that take place in South Africa occur as a result of disputes between people who know each other. In other words,
so you say.
Of the murders,
So the main thing they want you to know,
high murder rates, the victim is known to perpetrator.
Is that's like here in L.A. They usually know you, so you should not worry about the crime when you go to Africa.
I think it's gonna be fine.
Plus they do it like the Chinese did. They just kick a lot of ass.
That's it.
They just whipped some criminal's ass like 3 weeks ago just to let them know.
The Chinese?
Oh, the Chinese was terrible when they had theirs. See, when the Chinese had the Olympics, there was an issue in Beijing. They were talking about was there going to be crime, and the Chinese said, "Oh no,
I like that.
There will be no crime.
No.
No. Come and spend." Yes. That's what the Africans said the same way. There will be no crime here. We know because all the criminals. I tell you, they went whip their ass about a month just went out. We whipping your ass now, and know if there's any shit during the World Cup, we'll be back in the township. y'all know. We will shake. There'll be some furniture moving up in here. If there's anything,
that sounds like a house.
All these tourist dollars we got first time in Africa, and you want to mess with these white? Hell no. Even the brothers come out. You leave them white folks alone. White folks have never felt. They said the black folks were protecting us from all the crime. And American Express is wonderful. I'm going to Disneyland.
You're wrong, man.
All right, so that's okay now. So we got that story. Now that we did that story, let's get to the important stories. We got some important stories. And how about this one? Because I know this is a task that it could. What do you get your 16-year-old for their birthday? I know and maybe their grades a little low. The chores a little soft. You know, I haven't met a 16-year-old that really knows how to clean a toilet yet.
No.
They still a little distant. I told them you got to get down close to the toilet tray. Clean a toilet is intimate. Get all around that back.
Get in there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You got to put your head all into it. And
Put your back into it.
So-
you got to clean that time.
So the question is, how does a 16-year-old earn anything besides good grades? But this is the controversy today because, as it turns out, it was even on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, everybody talking about it.
P. Diddy gave his son a $360,000 car
I don't think that's right.
as a birthday gift.
Look, I sent $200 to child support this month. Ladies, I know I'm falling behind.
Man, look at that. You trying, but see, this is bad. It sets a bad example.
It does.
This is the same reason why you never marry a girl right from out of her daddy's home.
Yes. That's what
She ain't never had to pay no bills, never had to wait. Well, my daddy, all I know, daddy always took care of that for me. Because you can never be as good as daddy. Now, who the hell gonna come along and do anything for P. Diddy's kid to give him
He got a
anything?
$300,000 car
Man.
at 16.
Well, let's just see. There's a little piece on it, and let's watch this piece about the $360,000 P. Diddy mobile. And then you think about your badass kids. They can't even do no chores. Closet look.
That's wrong, man. Be nice. This is supposed to be a positive.
I'm trying to tell them.
Being
All
positive.
that mouth.
No.
You know how they
Smart
mouth.
as hell.
This
well,
is
daddy,
no.
daddy, I got 16-year-olds and they girls. You should share. And when they do this, they look at me.
So get
daddy.
this, Diddy's son just had his 16th birthday, and his father got him a $360,000 Maybach car.
Okay. We understand there's some internet congestion.
So get this, P. Diddy's son just had his 16th birthday, and his father got him a $360,000 Maybach car. Unbelievable.
And the car's capable of going up to 200 miles an hour on the road.
It's too
Good thing his
fast.
son's not driving it, though. He has his own personal driver.
You know, I wish I had a rich father. The only thing I got for my 16th birthday were crabs. And I'm not talking the cute kind.
This is the Kevin Mike Show. This is the Kevin Mike Show, the only show you need to know. This is the Kevin Mike Show. This is the Kevin Mike Show.
See, Kev. Thank you, Kevin and Mike. Thank you, Kevin and Mike. That's how. See what?
It was a reason why you sent that video,
What?
man. I don't know why you
What?
said it. I don't know what you did, man.
They unhappy with y'all didn't pay to get in here.
That's called.
That's the best they can.
That's a message.
That's Mike and whatever his name.
See,
That's they.
I think you guys are all prejudiced, personally.
Man, man. I'm gonna show you,
You know
how
why? You know why? Okay. There are certain cultures
Mm-hmm.
where there are enriched folks that have royalty, family, and all the time. They basically get everything passed down and way more value than that car. So why is it different for Diddy when we don't challenge those folks?
Because I don't like when black people act a fool.
That's what I figured.
Now,
out.
white
Good,
folk,
see?
y'all can go act a damn fool.
That's
Streak. Go all hike and border right along a rock.
Good drugs.
Do everything, but all the black folk, I want you to be well dressed and well spoken.
Why do you need a $300,000 car at 16 anyway?
Because you're not trying to get laid like that. I mean, we need that to get girls. I'm old. I need expensive mobiles.
Yes.
Mercedes, something to get laid.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
you young. You don't need a car at that age to get. You get laid back then with Volkswagens and all kind of.
I mean, because
Fix
back
me
then
up.
you had abs.
That's right. That's right. You had abs. He has abs.
You know,
abs.
but see, my 6-pack a gallon now, so
That's
I have
right.
to work a little harder.
He don't need that. Trey, his penis still works.
Very well.
And he got them super active penises
I
at
mean,
that age.
Straight up, ladies, look at
Now
it.
you wake up and it's pointing at your forehead.
That's cold. That's cold. See,
I'm telling you.
you guys. I'm standing up for the folks who are entitled to receive those gifts and services.
Why is she entitled to receive it, though?
Entitled.
Why?
Entitled. Why?
Entitlement?
Why?
Wow.
Why?
We have a.
Why?
Why? You know what? There is room for those folks who get a lot of wonderful things, and they still know the pathway to humbleness. And I think
Well,
we
I
take it
doubt
for
that
granted.
she's humble.
You
I
don't
really
think so?
doubt it. I don't
Get
think
watch
she's
it.
humble.
Get
Give him some